So I'm going to do the library assignment. So first I'm going to create the REST APIs for the library. So APIs are, one is addBook API, and one is getAll book API, and then another one is getBook by ID. And I'll also display the data in the web page. So for that I'll go to the Spring Boot and I'll create the Spring Boot project. So file, new project, so Spring Starter project. Next, so here I will call it project name, I'll call it library. So my project type is Maven and jar packaging, and language will be Java, and version I selected to 17, and my package name is packaging. So I will give next. So here I will add the dependencies for Spring Web. One is Spring Web to create the REST APIs. So one more dependency is MySQL Driver, so to connect the database. So another one is JPA. So this JPA will convert Java objects into relational database. So I also add one more dependency, ThymeLeaf. So this is used to create the web page. Okay, so I'm going to add these 4 dependencies. I'm going to finish my project. Okay, I finished. So my project is getting downloading here. You can see the progress bar. So let's wait until the project is getting downloaded. Yeah, my project is created. Okay, so I'll open my project. So this one is my project. So here you can see. So inside SRC main Java, I'm going to create one more package called library. So package library. Okay. So within library, I'm going to create the entity class. So I'll call it library entity. So in the entity class, first I will add the entity annotation. So this annotation will create the table in the database. So I will also add the table annotation is used to give the table name. So name is equal to, I will call it books. So my table name is book. So what are the fields required? So first one is ID is required. So private long ID. So it should be auto increment, right? So I'm on primary key. So I'm going to give the ID annotation. So this ID annotation is for primary key. So you can see it. So it will set ID as a primary key, and also generated value. Here you can see generated value. So generated value strategy is equal to so generation type is equal to identity. So this is for auto increment. So the next one is private string book title. So second one is private, int, here, int, 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 here The next one is string publisher. So the next one is private string yeah. So, so for this first I will create the one constructor. Right click source, generate constructor using fields. So first I will create constructor with all the fields. So next I will create the empty argument constructor. You can also call it so we'll also create the getters and setters. So okay, so I'll save this class and I'll create also repository interface. So this interface is to do the CRUD operations. I'll call it library repo. So here CRUD operations means to insert, update, delete and view the database thing. So that's why interface repo is used. So here extends JPA repository. So JPA repository will hold two parameters. One is our entity class name, so it is library entity, and another one is my data type of my primary key, so it is long. So I'll save this and I will also create the controller class. So so this controller is for creating the REST APIs. So I'll call it library controller. So I'll add the REST controller annotation here, and inside that I will create the two methods. One is post for adding the data into database. So post mapping. So I will give the post mapping URL slash books slash add. Okay. So I will get the method public. I will give the return type as my entity class name to return entire object. So library entity add book. So I will give I will insert all the data in the request body. So you can see here I will insert all the data in the request body. So I'm going to give one annotation called request body. So the object is entity class names, library entity. So to save this in the database, I want the auto-add annotation with the repo interface or reference. So using this LR, I'm going to save this. LR dot seek, and you can see the one save method here. So I'm going to save the request body. So what is the request body of that? It is LE. So LE. So I'll also create the find all method post. So it will be get mapping. So get mapping. So the URL will be book slash getAll. Okay, so I will create the one method. So return type will be list because I am displaying all the objects in the database. So list with library entity. So get all books is my method name. So here return again with the same repository int lr dot find all. You can see the find all method, it will return all the rows in the table. So I will save this and to now set the database connection, so that I will go to the application.properties file. So here I will paste the I will paste my database details. So you can see look, URL is JDBC MySQL localhost. So my database name is, so I will change this to DB1. So this is my SQL server username and password. So I will save this. So now I'm going to run this project and let's see if APIs are working or not. So I'm going to run as Spring Boot app. Yeah. So you can see the table is created. It's showing error because the localhost is already listening. So if before that we have to stop the server, we have to relaunch. So now you can see my application is started. Okay, I'll go to that API tester. So the first URL will be books. So localhost :8080/book/ add. So this is what my URL. You can see here book/add. So the details is book name and to change the body. So want to give as it is whatever in the entity class. So it will be first ID is not required, it is auto increment. So I want to write book title. So the second one is here. So the third one is publisher and the fourth one is author. Okay, so I added the book title here and the publisher as well as the author. So I'm going to send the request. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so 200 means success. So I'll also test one more API, book/getAll. So it is a get mapping. So I'll test this. Yeah, you can see it. So we got this. So now what we are going to do, we are going to display this value in the web page. So for that we want the ThymeLeaf dependency. So we already added the ThymeLeaf dependency. So for that I am going to create one HTML page. So I want to create the HTML page in the templates. So I pasted the HTML page. Okay, so first now I will create one class in the same package. So I will call it web controller. Okay, so here I will give annotation controller. Okay, so here I will give one get mapping. I will give the URL for this get mapping slash web slash get get slash. This will be the URL. So public. So return type will be string because I want to return my HTML page name. So HTML page name and get book. Okay, so I will return this HTML file name. So I will call it same as library. So now I want to send the value of my. So I want to send the book values here. For that I want a model class. So I will import model class. So I'll create the object of the model class. Model. Okay, so this model is used to send the data to the HTML page. So using this model class we can send the data to the HTML page. So that's it. So this model object support one method class add attribute. So using this we want to send. So first we want to fetch the value from the database. So I'll create the library entity object here. Library entity is equal to. So I'll create the reference of the interface repo. So library repo. So now this L is equal to LR.find all. So I want only one value, so I will get the first index, means first row. So I'm going to send this object values into the web page. So the first I will send the title comma. So the title is from this object. So le dot get book title. So the next one is model dot add attribute. Sorry, model dot add attribute. So here for this also we want to give the ID like so second one is year. So le dot get year. So the third one is publisher. And the fourth one is model dot add attribute. So if you see here, I passed two parameters in the add attribute method. One is title, it is ID. This one used to identify in the HTML page. So this should be same in the HTML page. So now I will go to the HTML page. So I will design according to this. So I will copy two more times because four attributes were sending. So the first one is, it is title. The second one is year. The fourth one, third one is publisher, and the fourth one is author. Okay. So I added all the four attributes here. I'll check the so yeah, title, year, publisher, author. So all are correct. So I'll relaunch my application and I will test my application. So now I will test my web application whether it's working or not. So I'll go to the so this one is localhost colon 8080 slash web slash, what is my URL? It is web slash get slash book. So I will give the same URL here also. So yeah, you can see here, you can see the data which is inserted. So I will also show you in the HTML, sorry, MySQL workbench. So my database name is db1. So I will refresh my database. Yeah, if you see here, the books table is created. So I will select all the rows here from here. Yeah, in the database also it is inserted. So you can also see in the web page. So that's it guys. Thank you.